Hey y'all, hey, it's Tony Reed, owner and COO of Across and Abroad Travel. And on this channel, we talk about all things travel for the 40 and older. Today, we're starting a new series called Facts or Fiction. The series Facts or Fiction is about the details behind the travel promises and suggestions on social media and beyond. This video is about a trip to Bali that was shared with me by a client. I will not share who created the video because that's not the purpose of this video, otherwise known as calling someone out. The goal is to share the details behind these amazing quote-unquote travel deals. The decision is up to you, but this series will give you some things to consider before pulling that trigger. So without further ado, let's get started. The video claimed that for 2 weeks you can enjoy Bali for $1,887. They did mention that the bulk of this cost is getting from the States to Bali. I'm going to describe what that looks like by breaking down that cost in this video. These red circles is to highlight the flights from JFK Airport in New York. We will start by looking at the cost of a flight, and the least expensive flight is $959, but 38 hours flight time. So from New York City, we would go with the flight that is 25 hours for $1,152. Then add the $136 for the last leg of the trip. For the flight itinerary which was designed by the original creator, but you would not arrive into Bali until 9:35. So let's break this down. According to the original creator, he said 2 weeks in Bali will cost $1,887. But when I did my own research, the total came to $3,758. The only difference between my calculations and his calculations is I'm not sure what city he's flying from, but his flight was $967. My flight was $1,288. His lodging was $70. My lodging was $1,620. The difference is his lodging was for a hostel and mine was for a villa in Bali. So now let's look at a few other things that was not included in the original creator of this Instagram amazing vacation to Bali. He did not mention, or at least he didn't specifically mention, travel insurance. He did not mention airport transfers, entry fees to any activities, transportation to and from any activities, or tourism taxes. What was mentioned was $250 for activities, $150 for souvenirs, $200 for miscellaneous such as COVID tests, and $250 for food. Now, I kept those same calculations in my breakdown, but I also included, again, trip insurance, which is highly, highly encouraged during this time in the industry. Also, airport transfers, entry fees, although he did mention you can do a lot of activities for free, but you still want to add entry fees into your budget. And also transportation to and from these activities, which was not mentioned, and tourism tax. That's something that's often forgotten when people are preparing a budget for a trip. So in all, I think that can you travel to Bali for 2 weeks for $1,887? Absolutely. That would depend on the type of traveler you are. Are you open to staying in a hostel? In his example, the hostel was more like a dorm, which means there was more than one person in the room. However, his hostel and the villa that I chose are in the exact same location, which is in a very popular area in Bali called Seminyak. So those things you need to consider when you're planning a trip to Bali. Traveling styles are personal, but I hope through this video I gave you some things to consider before you pull that trigger for any trip. As a travel advisor, I believe it's important to be transparent about all the cost of a trip. It minimizes unexpected surprises and it gives the traveler a much more pleasant experience. So I'll meet you here weekly on Tuesday. So until next week, bye for now.